I believe that I came to Earth, and
From
I.
where? You are you that old? Are you? Oh,
No, I'm not old. I'm young.
okay,
Yeah,
young.
I'm a young person. Yeah.
Do you know where you're going after you die?
Nah, but I'm not afraid. Just because.
Think people should follow Christ and not a religion or a denomination. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DT Display Thoughts. Welcome to another episode. Today, here I have a special guest with me. Who are you?
I'm Sheikh Bamba Drame.
Sheikh Bamba Jame.
Yeah, and I would say a little bit about myself. From West Africa, Senegal, I came to the U.S.
Mm.
and lived in New York City for about 11 years, and then decided to move to Dayton, Ohio because it's cheaper and it's less people.
very chill.
And I've been living there since then. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with my friend Innocent.
Former teacher. He's my former teacher, by the way. A
Yes.
smart, diligent, kind, and approachable teacher.
Thank you.
He was
Yeah.
one of the most loved teacher. Like, if you wanted to cut a class,
Uh,
you could never cut his class. It was
Uh,
fun and enjoyable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So today we are going to discuss controversial topics with Sheikh Bamba Drame. And my first question would be, what is your idea of God? Who is God to you? What is God to you?
Yeah, my idea of God is God is life. God is everything. God is the seen and unseen, everything in between.
Mm.
And God is the field where everything happens. God is the creator, and we do the rest. And yeah,
God is the creator and we do the rest.
yeah, like God created everything, and we humans and animals and animals, other species, we do the rest. So uh, God is not the God is the creator, but He's not the in the affairs of the world. And but God,
Meaning he don't participate in what's going on around us or what's going on within this world. He created everything and then went somewhere else or went to have a
Yeah.
vacation or something like that.
yeah, something
what you
like that.
believe?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's more like God is the observer,
Mm.
but God is not like the maintainer. Like God is not in the personal day to day. God doesn't have an opinion about how things should go. So when people say why is the world the way it is the way it is because it's the will of most of the influential people that have a word in maybe rich people, politicians. They dictate why the world is the way it is, but the world is not the way it is because God wanted it to be that way or God wants it to be in a different way. I believe that God is just the field and everything else we do the rest, just like a soil. So God is like the soil. Whatever we plant, if we plant hot peppers, we're gonna burn, and if we plant oranges and apples, then we're gonna enjoy the fruit of our labor.
Do you believe that things are the way they are and they don't really mean anything?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that concept. Yeah, everything is subjective, and God did not.
Wow.
Yeah, everything is subjective. So everything is metaphysics is the eye from the eye of the observer. So if you look at something with a mentality that this is good, then it's good to you. If you look at it that this is bad, then it's bad to you. Like Shakespeare said, nothing is good or bad except thinking makes it so. Um, and everything else we create is actually a story. It's not a reality. And if you are born in the same culture, then you think it's real until you actually go to another culture and how people are devoted to that vision, to that idea, to that storyline of what they do. Then you realize, you know what, my whole life is a story. I'm learning a lot from
I see
you.
what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot from your thinking, so it makes me realize that my storyline that I believe is a story. It's not a fact. It's just a story. So when I hear other people how devoted they are to their beliefs and how
Mm.
devoted they are to their convictions, it makes me realize that, you know what, it's just a story at the end of the line, at the end of the day. Now, of course, you cannot live in this life without having a storyline, without having a belief, without having a set of values. But I just feel like as long as you don't take it too seriously, as long as it doesn't turn into a nightmare, as long as it works, if as long as your value works for you, to live the best version of yourself. They're not limiting you. They're not, you know.
So what's the point of life? What are we doing here? What are we living for? What is life?
Life is a place to just. It's like a dream.
It's a dream.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
not
dream.
real.
No, it's not real. It's not
You're
real.
not real.
I'm not real either because
Neither am I.
I'm just an idea.
Do you believe
Uh,
in love?
Loving everyone, I love everyone from afar, but I don't believe in loving everyone like up close because to love someone up close, that means they have the values, the vibes that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Even big prophets, saints who said that they still had people they didn't like. So loving everyone is from a bigger perspective. Like we're all one. We're all like from the soul. But I don't think a deer is gonna befriend a tiger. We live in a material world, and of course we all have our own personality.
Mm.
We're more drawn to certain people and less drawn. But on the overall scheme of things, yeah, I love everyone, but I don't love everyone up close. I do have my, yeah, people that align more with my thinking, my values, my vibes, mostly my vibes. I believe, yeah, I believe a vibe is more important than anything. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Do you believe in soulmates? Did you ever fall in love, Drame?
Yeah,
So
probably
you
when I
have
was a
witnessed
kid.
when you was a kid. How about like, are you married?
At this moment, no, I was married before for a couple of years, but I'm not married anymore. But I don't believe in soulmates. No, I mean I believe in many soulmates.
Wow.
I don't believe in one. I don't believe in one soulmate. I believe there's many soulmates out there.
I
Like
mean, like a relationship kind of soulmate, like someone
yeah, I
who's
believe
made
it.
for you.
Yeah, I believe there's many people like that out there. Like people that I get along align. Maybe I might meet them maybe once every 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't believe it's one. I don't believe it's one soulmate out there for me. I believe there's multiple,
Many, a
many
lot.
soulmate. Yeah, it's
Wow.
not. I meet them every now, but
You meet them,
yeah, I meet one or two every 10 years. Like like I feel like there's a deep connection. There's
you
deep
marry
vibe.
them, and then a few years later they go you find another soulmate. Is that how it's going?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Or maybe, uh, yeah, or maybe we just didn't have the chance to connect, or it was just circumstances. They had to go somewhere else, or yeah. But I do meet every now people. I feel like there's a deep bond, deep connection, deep soul. Like I don't have to be anything. They don't have to be anything. You just embrace them as they are. They
Hmm.
embrace you as you are, and there's nothing more you need to do to be accepted.
What do you look for in a soulmate? What do you look for?
Uh, in a soulmate, mostly vibe.
Vibe.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like if like giving you an example, sometimes people will do things
Mm.
for you without you even asking them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what a soulmate is. So like, so if the relationship is really smooth, like there's things you will do for some people that you wouldn't do for another. Yeah,
Let's say you find a wife.
yeah.
She believed that she's a religious woman. She's
Mhm.
loving, kind, respectful. She loves you. She show it to you, but she believed that there's a creator. She believed in God,
Yeah,
and she want you. She want to bring you along. She loves you, and she want to bring you along, but she want to also marry you. She want to she want to be with you,
hmm
and she's respectful, loving, kind, all the things you are looking for, and she have that vibe that you're looking for. She have the vibe you're looking
yeah.
for.
I'll be interested
Would
in
you
that. Yeah.
marry her?
Yeah, I would marry her. Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe people. I don't believe people would believe, like, people believe in the same thing I believe, that I would have a good connection. That's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, people in the same belief system doesn't mean they will be connected. That doesn't mean if that was the case, then there will be no divorces. It
Mm.
was in the same. So yeah. So I'm open to that. It doesn't matter the belief. If they believe what I believe, it just makes the conversation nicer. But if they don't, but there's the good vibe, and that's also fine. I look for mostly the vibe first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. My other question would be define success. What is success to you, John?
Yeah. Success over the years means just being happy with yourself. I think that if you're always comparing yourself with other people, you will never feel like you never feel like you arrived. But
Mm.
if you are focused on yourself, focused on your goal, what is
Mm-hmm.
important for you, being happy, being healthy, going to the gym, making a decent amount of money. Because at the end of the day, true success means being happy in the present moment,
Absolutely.
being content with the little things. But if you have a lot of money and you're never content, then you're not prosperous. You're not successful because it's a state of mind. There's a lot of people who have a lot of money, but they don't sleep well at night. So really, to me, it's just being healthy, because health is a big part. If you're in pain, or if I didn't hear well and I got 5 million, I will use that 5 million. Just like Steve Jobs said, you have all the money in the world, but no doctor can save him. Passed away at 55 or something. So health is very important. Being content is very important. Doing things that make you happy is very important, because at the end of the day, it's not hard to be happy. You just got to be content, and just focus on the things you focus on, because and everybody do that. Like, top athletes do that. They focus on the things they do until they're very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be distracted. Just focus on the things you like, and over time, that will bring love and happiness, and you feel successful, regardless how much you have.
If
Hmm.
you are healthy, you are successful.
Yes. Yeah,
If you are
because
living,
that's true.
so if
Because at the end of the day, if you could have all the money in the world, and if the person, I don't want to say you, but if the person has a cancer and they got 3 years to live, all that money doesn't mean anything.
absolutely
So your health is your number one wealth.
reality.
Yeah, that's true. Your peace of mind is also your second, because it doesn't matter how much money you have, if you can't sleep at night, if you can't relax, if you can't enjoy anything,
Mm-hmm.
then that wealth is of no good to you. So everything starts with health and mental health, and so on. So, and just being content with life
Mm.
is the foundation of all prosperity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever you have, be content, and then it grows. When you content, things grow. That's just how the universe works. That's just how God works. There's a way God works, and it's not something you have to believe in. Even an atheist person, that's why people who don't believe in God can have a lot of money, because
Atheist.
yeah, atheists, those who don't believe in God, they can have a lot of money too, because it's a
Yeah.
mindset. Because they're good at what they do, and they believe in themselves, and they are thankful or grateful. One of those, right? So, but if you, no matter how much money you have, if the person is negative, always judgmental, always complaining, then that person gonna lose all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it always starts with the mindset.
And some of us worried about what's going on in this world, but no think about what's gonna happen when my spirit leaves this body and
Yeah.
I die. What's gonna happen? Do you ever think about that? I mean, do you know where you're going after you die?
Nah, but I'm not afraid, just because I believe that I came to Earth, and
From where?
I believe I existed somewhere else,
Where? I mean,
as
do you believe you existed from somewhere, but you're not sure where you came from, or
where I'm going.
no, you're not sure where you came from or where you existed before you came here. You're not sure. You think you was unconscious when you was in the other planets or other world.
I mean, I think I was conscious all the time, just like if I'm conscious in a dream,
Mm.
but I'm somewhere else, but my body is here. So I think life is just a bigger dream, and then I'll go back to wherever my real soul is. I don't
And
think
where
my
do you
soul.
think your real soul is?
Uh, I think it's one with God, or it's you know, I don't know, and it's okay. It's okay if I don't know, because I realize that a lot of times when we don't know, we try to say we know, and saying you know something doesn't mean you know. It just gives you, it just makes you feel comfortable. Like if I'm walking down the
Absolutely.
street and I see two people doing something, I kind of feel suspicious. But if I walk closely and I kind of feel like I know what they're doing, it makes me feel comfortable. So thinking you know something doesn't mean you know it.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel comfortable. So I feel like if I don't know, that's fine. But I'm not gonna read some book and saying this is gonna happen, this is where I'll be, because even though that tells me some idea, but it really I don't know. But it just makes me feel comfortable that I feel like I know. But if I'm comfortable with not knowing.
So, then this will lead me to another question, which I just thought about. If a man came and say, "I am sent by God. I'm sent by the Creator.
Mhm.
He told me this and that," and then
Mhm.
the man, let's say a man in our time comes and start telling us he is sent from God.
Mhm.
He start doing miracles. Then he is claiming that he come from the Creator, and
Mhm.
nobody in our history,
Mhm.
nobody in our lifetime, nobody who's existing
Mhm.
ever done miracles. If a
Mhm.
man comes and do those miracles,
Mhm.
and he claims he come from God,
Mhm.
and then one day, because he was writing, one day he's crucified, he died, he's dead, literally dead,
Right.
and then he rise up, he dies for 3 days. I mean, he's in the grave for 3 days,
Uh-huh.
and then the third day he rise up. The things he taught you, the things he told you, would you believe it or not?
Uh why would you Okay, the first question I would say is like, why do you think you need to believe in something? Like, why do you?
If you die and rise up, if you teach me things, and then you actually die and come back to life, I am going to listen to every word you say.
Oh,
I
you
will.
would?
Yes, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why do people not believe in Jesus, and it's historically proven. There is so much evidence that he existed.
Yeah.
Just he's real as George Washington. I mean, have you seen George Washington?
No, I've never seen him.
But you wrote about him. You read about
I
him.
read about him. Yeah.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Jesus is real as Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, he's.
Yeah, he's real as you. I mean, just because you can't see, just because you can't see someone
Yeah.
doesn't mean they didn't exist. I mean, I didn't see Abraham Lincoln. I didn't see
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great, but I know they existed.
Yeah. Mansa Musa.
Yeah, they existed. They are Jesus is real as them. I want people to know that they have a purpose, because a lot of people who kill themselves, who murder other people, is because they don't think. They think things are meaningless. They think you are just a cell. You are not really anything greater than that. So why should I not kill you? I mean, why should I not rob you? Why should I not do this? That's why people rape. That's why people kill each other. That's what I believe, and
Yeah.
it's real.
Yeah. I mean, there's many reasons why people
Would you
would.
agree with me on that?
I would say there's many reasons why people would kill other people. There's many reasons.
Why
But
do you think? Why do you think people kill others?
there's many reasons. Many reasons. It could be self-defense. It could be.
Yeah. Other than self-defense, what is another reason that other people kill others?
Yeah, it could be, they're trying to steal something, or maybe they don't like the person, or could be many reasons.
Is it right?
Everything in life is not about right or wrong. It's more about what kind of person do you want to be. Like you telling me stuff about Jesus and the Bible. Like, what are you trying to get from it? Like, like it's helping you somewhere, right?
Yeah, no. I want to plant a little seed. I love you as a human being. I love you as a not a brother.
Right. Yeah.
As a brother.
Yeah.
And I know what will happen to people who don't believe? I mean, who heard of the truth, who heard of the Creator, who heard of Jesus, but choose not to believe it or follow Him. They're going to be separated from Him. You can call that hell, but I know it's not going to be a good thing, because the absence of God is evil, because God is good. So
Mm-hmm.
if I love you, if I care about you, I don't want you to end up in hell. It's not that I want to bring you in my religion, so for
Right.
whatever other reason. I want
Mm-hmm.
you to experience the great things that
That.
the
Mm-hmm.
Creator is going to give. You know, I don't want you to be separate from Him.
Mm.
And if I truly love you and I care about you, then I should be sharing those
The good.
things
The
with
good
you.
news.
The good news, the gospel. Yeah. Is
I
that a
mean,
bad
I mean,
thing?
everything you do, there's like you expect something good, right? Like if I'm giving charity, if I go to the homeless shelter, give them water, I feel good because I'm like, I help some people, I
Yeah,
feel
it
good,
feels nice. Yeah.
So I'm sure like you trying to preach, you feel some type of good at night when you go to sleep. You feel like you did something you feel proud of, So maybe you feel like, you know, preaching the gospel makes you feel good.
No, it just makes me feel good. It helps me know I'm planting. Me, what I want to do is just plant little seeds and
Or you think it's gonna
let,
help somebody later?
yeah, let God do the rest, because I know some people never heard of those things, and some people are just people they don't care, and some people are going through a hard time, and they need to know that they're not meaningless. Some people want to go kill themselves. They think their life is meaningless. They don't know what to do with their life, and then when you just tell them that the Creator, the person who created all of this, the person who created you, actually cares about you, want the best for you. And when I know people who actually was feeling depressed to the point where they wanna end their life, and when they know that there's a Creator, their life is not meaningless, they take that back and actually work on themselves and not to be better. You get me?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So you think that when you think that God cares about you, it changes your
Not
life.
just care that God exists. There's a Creator. Things do not just come to be. There's meaning in life. There's a reason why you're alive. You're living for something. You're gonna do something great. God created you for a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they say the purpose of life is to just enhance your soul, like be more spiritual, be more enlightened, be more conscious of your decisions, your emotions, be more aware that we are God's. A lot of times people make decisions like, I could make a lot of bad decisions and then blame God, or I can eat unhealthy and get some health condition and blame God, or I can think negative for like 5 years
Mm-hmm.
and get a bad disease and blame God. So I think we have to take our, control of our own personal choices and decisions because we have some control in our life in how we perceive something, how we think. If somebody come and say something, how we perceive it is up to us. So we
Absolutely.
cannot just leave everything to God because God is the creator, but we do the details. You
I
know.
agree with that. I agree with that on some parts.
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
to conclude this, I would ask you one more question.
Mhm.
What are you living for, Jamin? What are you living for?
Good question. I'm living for just one day. Hopefully, I'll have beautiful memories. Like probably go visit Egypt or just travel around the world. Just
And
be
die.
be more enlightened, be more happy, think more positive. That's what I'm living for. Yeah, but I'm just gonna live till the wheel falls off. Till my time is up. But I have like a specific reason? No, I would like to help as many people that I can.
That's good.
Yeah, within my own means. That's always a plus. And of course, I'm living for
With your
myself.
own means.
Yeah, like however how much I can help within my own means. But I wanna live for my family too, for my mom and dad and brothers and sister, because I feel like some of them look up to me. So But I live for myself too. I live to be the best version I can be.
Mm.
I don't know the purpose of life, but sometimes it's okay. It's okay. Like sometimes not knowing is good. Just because I don't know doesn't mean I have to fill in with some details and be okay with it. And I believe that, some things I learned, like there's a lot of questions I had when I was growing up, but as I got older, those questions were answered.
Mm.
So I think the purpose of life can be answered maybe when I'm 60, maybe when I'm 70, maybe when I'm 80. So just because I don't know yet doesn't mean I have to fill in the detail. Because at the end of the day, I believe in prayer, but sometimes prayer takes time. Some prayer happen right away. Some prayer happen within 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Some prayer happen within decades because I'm just not ready for it yet. Or just like if something happened, you pray to God, hey, I want this negative experience to be gone, and it might not be gone right then, but God will build you through the years until and it falls off by itself. So I believe that that's a good question. I'll keep in the back of my mind. What's the
I
purpose?
hope so. Yeah. Think
what's
about
the what's the
what
purpose of life?
yeah, what are you living for? I mean, just it's something to think about. Think about it, question it, and look for the answers. Cause I believe yes, there's something that can be answered, but I believe there are things that can be answered. One of them, which are the purpose of life, been good or bad.
I think religion is a tool. It's neither good or bad. You can use it for good. You can use it for bad. There are people who are unhappy in religion. There are people who can actually use it the right way
Absolutely, I
and
agree
find
with that.
happy. Yeah, because just like the mind is a tool. But if you think negatively, it becomes a habitual. You think negative easily. And if you think positively, you think positive thoughts easily. And I think that's just how it is. Religion is just a tool. Like it's neither good or bad. It's just how
You're
you
right.
approach it. Just like a knife, it's neither good or bad. You can use a knife to do a lot of things. You can use a knife to do damage.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think a lot of people get it wrong when they're following a religion or a denomination. I think people should follow Christ instead. They should. I mean, in my point of view, because yours is very different. But me, me,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think people should follow Christ and not a religion or a denomination. Because the problem with the denomination, this denomination is saying this, and then the other denomination is saying this, and it's like they all they all have the gospel, but they're all interpreting it differently.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's a big
yeah.
problem.
There's many churches, many denominations,
Yeah.
many.
Personally, I think people should follow Christ instead of a religion or a denomination.
I think even Christ. Everybody looks at Christ differently. Sometimes people look at Christ as just a man. Some people look at him as God
Yeah.
in man. And I think there's some like I think like the Gospel of Thomas is the Gospel of Thomas speaks of a different Christ, like a Christ.
No, really. The one in the Bible?
I don't know if the Gospel of Thomas is in the Bible or not, but it's the Gospel of it's called Gospel of Thomas, but it speaks of Christ as like not as someone to worship, but as someone you can become. You can be Christed. You can
You can
actually
be like Christ.
you can be like Christ. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think you is like this. You are interpreting it wrong. So some people, what I've came to figure out is people sometimes when they interpreting the scriptures, they try to put it in their view and be like, he's trying to actually tell me this, no, and then not take what he's literally saying and try to explain it differently to fit their to fit their belief, and I think that's a problem. What is a miracle to
A miracle to me would be a transformation of my mind. Like like I'm no longer thinking negative. I'm always thinking positive. My mind is always calm. I don't have any fear. That would be a miracle. That would be something I would consider a miracle. But
you? You are human.
flying,
You are human. That's not gonna happen, though, man.
that would be a big transformation that I would consider a miracle. Like you would say if I
We
would
are.
meet if I would meet like a man like Jesus and he would come to me and he would wipe out all my negativity and live in the present moment always happy. I
You
would follow
know,
him, yeah. I feel like for me, I feel like it's better to see reality for what it is, like ultimate reality, It's better to understand ultimate reality, instead of trying to be in a dream. I think believing in
We are
religion,
in a dream.
we are in a dream, yeah, but being in a religion is like being in a dream of a dream of a dream. It's like you're deeper in a dream. But like if you think positive and you live consciously like I'm doing,
Mm.
you understand it's a dream, but you take it less seriously. It's a
Mm.
little bit different. But like if I'm in a religion, it's like if I believe strictly in a religion, then it's like I got to see it this way, or this is how everybody see it in this religion. If I want this is the prayer I need to say. If I got to get married, this is the thing I need to say, and this is how God sees it. This is how God wants it. God see marriage as this, as or a third of my faith or half of my faith, and God wants me to be married. God wants
Mm.
me to teach my kids this and this, and God is going to reward me in heaven. So it changes everything I do. It changes how I look at things and why I do things, right?
And I think you can. There's goods and bads in religions, but I don't want you to like follow a religion or see or not do your own research or read about a religion just because of the things that are going on, just because of the way people
Hmm.
live their life based on religion. I want you to actually look into it and make your own decisions. Because I know you have heard of Jesus, you had heard of the Bible, you have read some quotes from it, you quote from it, you quote some little verses you like, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
some
I know
stuff you
some.
don't like. It's
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand that, but don't look at the religion. Don't look at denominations. Don't look at what people are saying. Don't look at what people are doing with religion. Look at yourself and think, what are you living for, and do your own research. Try to figure out what you're living for, because I think it's very important to know what we're living for.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm living for. I think the answer came to me that I'm living for to live without an ego, so that I can experience God. Because if I lose my ego, then God comes out. Like I don't have to have expectations. I don't have to overjudge, overthink anything. I let God comes. You're right. So the
But
less of me,
but
the
you
more of
said,
God.
I remember you said that God don't care about us. God is somewhere on a like on
Yeah,
a
I
trip. He's
agree.
not
Yeah, I didn't change that. Yeah.
interacting with the universe. So how is God going to interact with you if you're saying I'm a Lego and I'm a let God? How is he interacting with you if he's out there on a free trip? He's not
Yeah,
here
yeah,
anywhere.
got it. Yeah, I still agree with that.
And you say he's everywhere. How is he everywhere if he's gone and not interacting with the universe,
Yeah,
with
he's
his
everywhere.
creation?
Yeah, he's everywhere, but he's not involved in the universe. He just put a system into.
And then left.
Yeah, and I mean he didn't leave, but God. I'm trying to tell you how God thinks. I know
You know
how.
how God thinks?
Yeah, I know how God thinks. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
How do you know how God thinks?
I just know. I just know it in my heart. I just know it within my own being that. You know. Um,
Wow.
God is the creator, and we just do the details. But like me being godlike, if the more I lose my ego, the more I become godlike, and the more godlike just means there's no ego. Like I see the world through Christ, or
Through.
through Christ's eyes, or I'm just using words that you can relate to,
Okay.
or it could be like Buddha. It could just be like enlightened. Like I have no ego. Like I can.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like yeah, that's just like I don't have a sense of self. I don't have like a relationship with myself. Oh, I'm a good person. I'm a bad person. I'm an African. I'm this. Those are all things that comes with an identity. You know what I mean? What does it mean to be African? What does it mean to be Senegalese? What does it mean to be, what does it mean to be this and that, to be in this category? So those are all identity, right? And that comes with it, right? Oh, you shouldn't act like that. That's not a person from your tribe act. You shouldn't act like that. That's what I mean. So when you become godlike, you become like you just act naturally from your soul, from your heart. There's no ego, like there's no sense of self that you are actually tending to, like, oh, I need to be I need to.
Basically you're perfect.
You're perfect. Yep, you're perfect. Yeah, you don't have to tell yourself, you know what, I got to be a better person, or I need to get this degree to feel good about myself. You might get a degree because you get a job, you enjoy it, but you're not saying, oh, I need, or I didn't say hello to this person, so I'm an evil person. Things like that. Yeah. So
Understand,
Yeah, so you become godlike, you become carefree because at the end of the day, really, you don't need to do anything because God created us perfect, and
You are perfect.
yeah, everything
I
is
am
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, like
Have you ever done something wrong?
well, I mean, everything. I say everything. I would say I've never done anything wrong. I've acted based upon my own understanding at the moment, and that understanding can change. Now, if it happens in the future, I might act differently. But let me give you an example. Like a pencil, right? A pencil is perfect. Just because I break it doesn't mean it's not perfect. It's still a perfect pencil.
But you are bigger than a pencil. You are a human being. You have a soul. You can do things. A pencil, yes, a pencil can write, but you are holding it to write. But you are a being. You have a brain. You can think. A pencil can think.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna ask the question one more time. Have you? You say you're perfect, right?
Yeah,
You are 100% perfect.
yeah.
You never done anything. So you are like Jesus, basically.
I'm perfect. Everything is perfect. You're perfect. On the
I'm not
tree,
perfect.
you're not perfect.
I'm not perfect. Sure.
Oh, well, that's your own. That's your own view. But I'm perfect. I'm not saying it from a judgmental view. I'm not saying it from like I gotta do this to be perfect. I gotta do that to be perfect. I'm not saying it from that standpoint. I'm saying I'm perfect from perception.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say you're not perfect, that's only from your own judgment, from your own view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the present moment is perfect. Like the only way I would say this room is not perfect, from my own thinking. Oh, it needs to be this way. This needs to be moved. You know what I mean? Because I've added some thinking. But if I just accept
The way it is.
you are, yeah, as you are, as perfect, I'm not saying, oh, at this moment needs something different to be perfect. Then I will look at you as perfect. So it's not a,
Interesting.
yeah.
Very
So,
interesting.
and if you are perfect, then you don't need to. If you believe in something and you enjoy it, that's fine. But you don't need to beat yourself to believe in something, because, yeah, it's just like
I mean, me, I believe in what I believe in because of the evidence that is provided, because it is true. Not because I feel like it is true or because I need to believe in something or because of my family believe in something. It's because of the evidence that is provided. I have there is so much proof, so much that
Mhm.
this that I believe in is true. I have experience in it. I have it have changed the way I'm living, um, and it's not based on a feeling. It's not based on my even my thinking because sometimes I think things wrong, you know, a lot. Sometimes, yeah, not all the time. Sometimes I think things wrong. So it's not the thing I believe in is not based just on my thinking or my feelings. It's actually true. It's actually real. I have seen it. I have seen it, and it's active in my everyday life. That's going to be all for today. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for more, and ciao for now.